Hey, it's Jag. Today's not the big audio test day just yet.
Yeah.
In today's video, I'm going to be working with very high DC voltages. Voltages as high as 300 to 350 volts DC. This is very dangerous, very high voltage. If you are doing something similar to this, make sure you know how to be safe when working with those kind of voltages. Your safety is not my responsibility, it's your responsibility. So if you're not comfortable working with high voltages in tube amplifiers, preamplifiers, any electronic equipment, take it to somebody who is a specialist and knows what they're doing. As I say, your safety is not my responsibility. So do what you can to be and feel safe and enjoy yourself while you're working on your project, or take it to a tech who can troubleshoot and resolve whatever issues you're having for you. Today I'm just making sure everything is wired up correctly and all the voltages are looking good at the key spots. Off camera, I have checked the circuit card to the schematic and everything looks great there. No surprises. I've checked that many times through this whole process. So the only thing really that could have gone wrong was to put something in the wrong hole. In that regard, the next thing I'm going to do is use my meter and just check continuity from all of the wires going from the board to the components on the front and back panels, and just make sure we have everything connected in the right spots and that all of the wires are connected. So I'm going to do that really quick, just a quick montage or time-lapse video of that, and then we'll get back for the next part. Well, that's all looking really good. Again, no surprises. I checked it all visually. Everything looked right. So it was just a matter of making sure we had continuity. In other words, none of the wires had broken or not made a good connection. So the next step in the bench testing is to power it up without the tube in, and just check that all of my my DC voltages are getting where they need to get throughout the preamp. In my opinion, there are three key moments in the build of any tube amplifier, preamplifier, any project like this. The first is when you power it up without any tubes in and just check your voltages and make sure everything's working okay. The second is when you install tubes, check your voltages again and make sure everything's working okay. And the third is when you finally get to turn it on and hear output from it. We're going to do the first two of those today, so there will be no sound testing. As I said earlier, we are going to check the voltages with the tube out. We're doing that right now, and if that all looks good, after that we will check with the tubes, with the tube in. The first and scariest big moment of truth is when you first turn it on, because if you've got something in the line shorted, this is one of the first times it could show up. Moment of truth, we're going to turn it on. We should see a blue light on the boost converter if everything's okay, and hopefully no smoke. So we'll turn it on. Oh yeah, we got the blue light. Everything's looking good so far. If you recall, I'm not putting any sort of indicator light on this preamp because the edge lights will serve that function, and the edge lights are switchable. Right now I have the switch for the edge lights turned off. So before I even check voltages, I just want to see if the edge lighting's actually going to work the way I expected. So I've temporarily attached it to the chassis here, and I'm just going to turn it on, and hopefully we see some yellowish orangish light. And yes, we've got lights. So the edge lights are working, so we know that much of the circuit is good. Now we're going to check voltages. The first thing I want to check is the incoming voltage, even though I know it's actually working now. So I've got my ground here, and I'm going to just check the incoming voltage. I should see 12 volts, and I do. Also up here at the switch end, I should see 12 volts, and we're good there. I should see 12 volts for the edge lighting over here. We're good with that, so everything's looking okay so far, voltage-wise. We don't need to check the switches because the on-off switch clearly worked. The edge lighting switch clearly works, so we're wired good there. The other place that we should be seeing 12 volts is over here on the heater pin, pin 4 for the tube. So we'll check that. And we got our 12 volts there. That's awesome. I know we've got our 12 volts going into the boost converter because we got the blue light on. We should see about 300 volts here at the plate resistors on the board. And yep, we got 302.8 volts. So the voltages through this whole thing are looking really good. Turn this off. I don't have a bleeder resistor on here yet, so I need to wait till the voltage drains down. It usually takes 30-ish seconds. Right now we're at about 6 millivolts. DC still in there, 3 millivolts. We're good. We're essentially down at 0. So that's how long it took to drain without a specific bleeder resistor in there. We'll talk about that in an upcoming video. So I'm going to, without disturbing too much, turn this over and put the tube in. I don't put my amps together with green tape. This is just, as I say, temporarily to put the edge lighting strip across here. The edge lights plug in on this little DC jack output up here in the top corner of the chassis. And that is because the edge lighting strip will probably be mounted inside the cabinet, not on the chassis. So I wanted to have a way to easily disconnect that if I have to take the chassis out to work on this, or if somebody has to. Cabinet is probably the next video, and I've still got to figure out how I'm going to final mount that lighting. Okay, time to put the tube in. Brand new JJ12AX7. I'm not going to put the tube shield on. We don't really need it right now. Before I turn this back over the other way, I'm going to fire this up and make sure I get the heaters lighting up. And again, watch for any signs of distress. So another one of the tense moments. These first two key moments firing up an amp project are kind of the tensest, because it's when, if something is wrong, it's most likely to show up here, and probably in a spectacular way. We're going to turn this back on. Whoa, we got lights. They're not flickering, they're not dimming, so that is a pretty good indicator we're not overdrawing current as well. And I can see that the heaters are lit up. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. I'll tilt this up. It is lit right in here. So we're looking good there. I'm going to turn this off, turn it over, and we'll measure voltages now. We want to see now that the tube's on there, we're going to have a little bit more load on the circuit, and we want to see if the voltages drop anywhere. They were all just at right at about 12 volts DC on the 12 volt rail, we'll call it, and the high voltage was at 302.8 volts. Everything should be still pretty close to those numbers. These switch mode power supplies, boost converters, are very stable and very good at keeping the voltage right where you want it to be. So we're going to fire this up again and check those voltages and see where we're at. We're going to be a little bit more thorough this time as well. We'll check the voltage not only at the B+ node, we will check it on the plates, and we will check on the other side of the coupling capacitors from the plates to make sure we don't have any DC voltage going where it shouldn't go. And we've got 305.6 volts there. Wall voltage has probably gone up just a little bit. We'll check it on the other side of the plate resistors. So to the plate of V1, we have 250.3 volts. To the plate of V2 of V1B, we have 134.6. So we've checked the supply B+. We've checked the plates. We'll check the grid, the voltages on the grids to make sure we're not getting any large DC coming through from the stage before. So if we check the grid of the first stage, we've got 0. On the grid of the second stage, we've got about, it's still dropping. We got less than a millivolt, so we're good with that. What's our cathode? What are our cathodes doing? Cathode for V1A says we have 2.49 volts. That looks good. Cathode for V1B is 1.14 volts. So we're looking good, good there. So just check the schematic. We've checked our cathode voltages look good. Our grids look good, our plates look good, and that's about it for B+. So at this point, we can say that this preamp is working. Everything is looking good. I'm going to turn it off now, and we're going to have a little bit of discussion. So as I said, everything's looking good, but we're not going to do sound tests today. There's a couple of reasons for that, and I wanted to go over those right now. So the main reason I'm not going to sound test it today is, if you recall way back in one of the early videos in this series, I talked about putting a filtering circuit on the output voltage supply for the boost converter. And if you've been paying attention, you'll see that I didn't do that yet. I deliberately did not do that because I wanted to see right out of the box how much noise and would we get out of that boost converter. So I didn't forget to do it. I've deliberately left it out. I've changed the way I want to do that filtering circuit. Just added an extra stage of filtering just to make sure we can filter out all of the noise. I'm thoroughly expecting that I am going to have to put that in here. If it's looking good when I do the sound tests, then fine, you know, happy circumstance. But I'm thoroughly expecting to have to put some filtering in there. So that is the main reason I'm not sound testing this today. I don't want to fire it up, sound test it, have a whole bunch of digital hash on the output, and have you guys all tune out and go, that guy doesn't know what he's doing. So there we are. We've tested all of the connections. I've confirmed everything to the schematic and the layout. I have checked continuity on all the wires. I checked the voltages throughout the circuit, both with and without a tube. Everything's looking okay. I'm confident that this preamp is working. I'm pretty much ready to sound test this, but I want to get it in the cabinet before I do that. So the next video will be all about the cabinet. Hopefully I can knock it out in one video. Maybe what I'll do is take a little time before I release that video and get the cabinet finished and get it all in one video, and then the video after that will be all about sound testing the preamp. That's still 2, maybe 3 videos away, but definitely can see the finish line down the road. So like always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Check my band One Soul Thrust. The links are in the description below as always. And until the next video, we'll see you.